Last summer, a group of students, including me, went to Australia for a study tour. Today, we are going to share our experience. Please be patient and listen to our stories.
Good morning, everyone. We are Group 1. Our members are Cherry, Anna, Tony, and myself, Betty. Welcome to our presentations. We went on a 7-day tour from the 27th of June to the 3rd of July with 20 students and 4 teachers, including Principal Lowe. We visited our partner school, St. Bede's College, and had a great time.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tony from 5L. We found that culture is about 3 things: history, food, and what people love to do. I want to share the artistic shock I felt in Melbourne.
I will cover the history and buildings. First, we visit Captain Cook's cottage. This house was first built in England. A rich man bought it, took it apart brick by brick, shipped it to Australia, and rebuilt it there. This shows that Australians really value history.
Hello, I am Anna from 4L. We also saw St. Patrick's Cathedral. It uses the Gothic style, which means it has very tall spires. It tells the story of the first European settlers in Melbourne. It was the most beautiful church I've ever seen. Next, we saw Flinders Street Station. It is the oldest and busiest railway station in Australia, carrying about 200,000 people every day. This station is the heart of the city, showing how central and fast-paced the daily life is for Melbourne workers.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mika. As one of their teammates is feeling unwell, I will take up his part. I'll talk about food culture, starting with coffee. Melbourne is the coffee capital of Australia. Look at the chart. Melbourne has over 2,000 coffee shops, much more than Hong Kong. During our visit, we stayed in a cafe and enjoyed a relaxing afternoon. Next is food. Melbourne has rich multicultural cuisines because people from all over the world live there. We had fish and chips, pizza, burgers, steak, etc. My favorite was the steak. It was chewy and packed with flavor. We also had a lot of fries too.
I will talk about Australian traditions. A key symbol of the first peoples of Australia is the boomerang. The boomerang was a traditional tool for hunting and fighting, and it was also used in special ceremonies as an instrument. It is amazing and interesting as their dot painting and symbols tell stories. Dots for water holes, lines for ancestor paths. Different symbols represent different elements. For example, the 7 circled together means star. Now, let's talk about sport. AFL is the biggest and most popular sport in Melbourne. The locals call it as footy. It's a fast game where players run and bounce an oval-shaped ball. It brings the community together. We also have a try in our partner school, as you can see. AFL isn't just a game. It's the language every Melbourneian speaks.
Hi, I'm Cherry from 5L. Finally, let's compare. Melbourne has a more relaxing life. People love walking in laneways and looking at street art. Moreover, as they have lots of green spaces, Australians enjoy the nature a lot. Compared to Melbourne, Hong Kong's life moves fast. We are also busy and on the go. There was also a shock with the money. In Australia, they use coins for dollar instead of small bills. The silver ones are just cents, but the golden ones are $1 or $2. There was very different from what we are used to in Hong Kong. Now, let's pass the time to next group.
Good morning, teachers and everyone. We are Group 2. I'm Selena, and these are my amazing teammates, Ken, Lisa, Paulson, and Julius. This past summer, we went on an incredible study tour to Australia. We saw a beautiful place, and we visited Australia's schools. Today, we are focusing on the biggest differences we find in the school system and studies. It was a great experience. Let's start our tour with Ken.
Hi, I'm Ken. I will start by talking about the school system. First, the children. When Australian children are only 3 to 5 years old, they start their first year of school, but their main job is to play and discover things. They learn good habits through fun activities, so it's a very relaxing start. Next is primary and secondary school. In Hong Kong, we study for 12 years to graduate, but in Australia, they study for 13 years. That extra year gives them more time to learn life skills and practice thinking from themselves before they finish school.
Hello, I'm Julius. After school, if students go to university in Australia, it usually takes only 3 years to get a degree. That's a bit quicker than here. They have many famous universities too. What if you don't want to go to university? They have something called TAFE, which is a special college where you learn job skills, like how to be a chef or a designer. It's very popular and useful for learning a specific trade. So the system is very flexible. You can choose university or learn a job skill. Hong Kong schools focus a lot on hard work for exams, but Australia gives students more types of options.
Hi everyone, I'm Lisa. I will tell you about happiness inside the classroom. In Hong Kong, we often watch PowerPoints, but in Australia, they hardly use them. The classes are usually very small, and the teachers sit with the student to talk and discuss the subject. The teachers are very encouraging. They want students to ask many questions. They help you find the answers yourself, so you learn better. Their goal is for students to be self-directed learners. This means students learn how to plan their own study time and use their own creativity to solve problems. It makes learning very interactive.
I'm Selena. We visit a huge school called St. Bede's College. It was so big, it has 2 different campuses for different age groups. The library was amazing. It had comfy sofa, big tables for group work, and even games. It's a place for relaxing and thinking. Here is a photo of the campus. It's also open and green. We also learned about their neighbor, Kilbreda College, which is a school for girls. They do activities together sometimes. The best parts were the special rooms. They had a full baking classroom where students learn to cook and a fashion design room to make clothes. They teach so many useful life skills. To understand more about the local life and university, we also visited one of the local university, the University of Melbourne. It was a huge campus. Dr. Low invited 2 of our alumni who stay in Australia to share their experiences with us one night too.
I'm Parson. Let's talk about fun, sports and clubs. In Hong Kong, we often play sports indoors because we don't have much space. But in Australia, they have huge, giant grass fields. They play a special game called Australian rules football. It's super fast and exciting. Being outdoors is a huge part of their life. What about clubs? In Hong Kong, we join academic and non-academic clubs like math club and basketball team. In Australia, the clubs are for adventure. They have clubs like surfing, camping, and drama. They love the outdoors. For helping others like volunteering, Hong Kong students often do planned school activities. In Australia, they focus on being leaders. They might go on long camping trips or do community work, like cleaning up a local park or beach. So, to sum up this part, Hong Kong school life is busy and focused. Australian school life is open, sporty, and adventurous.
It's Julius again. Finally, let's look at their senior studies and exams. In Hong Kong, older students take the DSE exam, and we must study 4 core subjects. In Melbourne, they take the VCE exam. The most amazing thing is that the only subject they have to study is English. For all the others, they can choose what they really love. In the VCE, schoolwork during the year counts for 50%, and the final exam is 50%. It's more balanced than the DSE. They use a smart system called scaling. This makes sure that whenever subject you choose, the score will be fair for everyone. The culture at St. Bede's is about all-round development. They want students to be kind, sporty, and good leaders, not just smart at exams.
That's finished our comparison of the Australia school system and curriculum. We hope you enjoyed learning about the different ways students learn. Next up, we have another group who will share their finding. Thank you.
Hello everyone, we're Group 3, and my teammates are Lily, Timmy, Haley, and Kim. We are excited to share our summer trip to Melbourne, Australia. This city has lots of iconic landmarks, and we're excited to show you pictures and tell you about our amazing trip. We were very lucky to visit many iconic landmarks. Some of the highlights include Federation Square, Flinders Street Station, and the Queen Victoria Market. We didn't see everything, but we did enjoy visiting the market. The Queen Victoria Market is a historic landmark in Melbourne's Central Business District, and it has been around since the 19th century and is an important part of the city's culture. The market is lively and full of fresh fruits, delicious foods, and unique souvenirs. It's a wonderful place to walk, try local snacks, and find special items.
Hello everyone, I'm Lady from 6D. Next, we explore the beautiful Victory Gardens. These gardens are known for their lovely landscapes and are a peaceful escape from the city. It's a great spot for works and picnics. The sunshine was shining when we visited, and even in winter, it didn't feel cold. We saw many locals having picnic or just sitting in chairs and chatting, which made it feel extremely pleasant. We saw oak trees everywhere. You can find stunning flowers, and there was a conservatory filled with various flowers that were very refreshing. All the beautiful things seem together here, making people feel extremely happy. You can also find historical houses and even our charming miniature village inside. It's perfect for families and tourists alike.
Hello, I'm Haley from 40. Aside from the city, we got to experience life on a farm. For the first few days, we stayed at Frank Farm and had a unique farm experience. Frank cooked us warm meals. We fed the animals like sheep and cows. While visiting, we unexpectedly saw a group of kangaroos jumping in the distance. We were so excited because seeing them in the wild is truly Australian sight. They moved quickly as they hopped across the open field. We even tried sleeping in outdoor tents on the farm. It was very cold that night, and there was no heat, only electric blankets. But the whole experience was very special.
The absolute best part about sleeping far away from the city lights was seeing the night sky. Back in a big city like Hong Kong, you can't see many stars at all. But out on the farm, we got to see hundreds of stars, and it felt like the sky was completely covered in diamonds. You can only see a sky this clear when you're out in the quiet countryside.
Hi everyone, I'm Timmy from 4S. The next morning, we woke up feeling energetic and ready to go. We were so happy to see an amazing sunrise right there on the farm. The sky was full of beautiful, bright colors. The owner, Frank, was so kind and made sure we were all well fed with warm meals before we had to leave the farm. It was the perfect happy ending to our culture experience. We also had a chance to get creative and design our own boomerang. Our teacher guided us through the activity. We worked on the special designs, and this experience helped us understand the local cultures much better. It was a fun way to connect with some of the land traditions.
For a fun activity at night on the farm, we decided to build a campfire. We all worked together to collect branches and wood from the fields. The warm campfire helped make the cold evening feel much closer and gave us a great spot to gather and chat on the farm. Another popular attraction is Puffin Billy. It is the famous steam train that runs through the forest. It gives breathtaking views and is an unforgettable experience. The train attendants were warmly greeting us with smiles. Many of us sat on the train railings, enjoying the beauty of this moment. We truly felt their sincerity and friendliness as they responded loudly to us. Here is a short clip for our ride. Watch how the old engine puffs through the beautiful green forest.
Hello, I am Kim from 3L. The experience at Melbourne Zoo gave me a sense of Australia's special nature charm. Seeing koalas and kangaroos up close was great, but the koala bear was too sleepy to see us, so we couldn't see its face. We saw many different types of animals, like the red panda, penguins, hippos, and other animals. This place not only showcases animals, but reminds us to protect endangered animals. We must coexist with wildlife and value lives of this land.
We went to two special places to learn Australian history, the Melbourne Museum and the Shrine of Remembrance. They are not just bleeding, they help us understand important things about our history and who we are. At the museum, we learned about the first peoples. They are real artifacts, stories, and dinosaur bones. The shrine remembers soldiers who died in the wars. Every year, a beam of sunlight shines through the roof and lights up just one word: love. How incredible is that? It shows. After all that terrible fighting and loss, what they really wanted was peace. It makes us remember the people who did everything for us. We got to remember them.
So, why do these places matter so much? The museum teaches us about our past, the land, the people, how we started and changed. The shrine makes sure we don't forget the hard times and the big sacrifices people made for peace. They help us understand where we've been. Overall, our trip was truly a fruitful adventure, and we feel very lucky to have enjoyed a city walk around Melbourne and experienced life on the farm. Our best memories were making unexpected friendships, a chance to have conversation with our schoolmates and our new friends at local Australian schools that led us to get to know each other and becoming friends. This was a very special moment. Riding the Melbourne trams into the city centre was also a highlight, as it helped us get a sense of the Melbourne lifestyle. We will never forget our farm life adventure. It was an unforgettable country experience that showed us a totally different side of Australia.
Visiting the zoo and the gardens helped us see how beautiful and important Australian nature is. But the trip also helped us see some big differences compared to a place like Hong Kong. In a city like Hong Kong, everything is very fast and there are bright lights everywhere. In Australia, we found so much quiet, open space, and beautiful nature. Now, we are going to pass the time to the next group.
Good morning, everyone. We are Group 4. Our group has 5 members: Linda, Karen, Hermosa, Kelvin, and Raj. Each of us will talk about a different aspect of this unforgettable journey, from new perspectives to future impact. Let's begin with Linda.
Before this trip, we always thought of Australia as a country full of beautiful natural landscapes. But after visiting Melbourne, we discovered there's so much more. We visited a local farm where we saw cows, sheep, and kangaroos, a true symbol of Australia. We loved the endless green fields and even tried a fruit that looked like an orange but tastes like a lemon. Even the farmer didn't know its name. Melbourne's greenery also amazed us. The maple trees everywhere, especially near the University of Melbourne, was stunning, something we rarely see in Hong Kong. Beyond nature, Melbourne city centre is more than yet full of history. The mix of tall buildings, old architecture, cafes, and lively street art creates a wonderful harmony. The city feels vibrant but still relaxed, a perfect balance of nature, culture, and modern life. Now, let me pass it to Karen, who will tell you more about what we learned from Australia's education system.
Before visiting Australia school, we thought education was mostly about reading books and taking exams, but their approach is very different. It focuses on creativity, curiosity, and real-life learning. Students can explore the school lab freely, take extra courses like piano or drums, and use laptops for research. Some of us joined an English class where everyone used technology to study and discuss ideas. Our classmates were cheerful, confident, and always helpful. This experience taught us that learning isn't just about memorizing facts. It is about exploring, experimenting, and thinking independently. Next, Hermosa will talk about how we faced challenges and adapted to life in Melbourne.
Our trip to Melbourne was an incredible experience, but we had challenges too. The biggest one was adjusting to the language and culture. Australians have unique accent and love using slang like G-Day. It means a good day in English. At first, we found it confusing, but soon we learned to join in and enjoy the friendly style. Another challenge was getting used to the food, which was richer and sweeter than what we was used to. We eventually found local markets with fresh foods and healthier dishes. Being open-minded helped me adapt and even discover new favorites. One highlight was giving a speech about Hong Kong. We practiced a lot, learned to speak naturally and clearly, and gained confidence. This trip taught us to be adaptable, brave, and willing to step out of our comfort zone. Now, Kelvin will share our biggest takeaways and surprises from the trip.
This study tour gave us unforgettable memories and helped me grow personally. Before, I was shy and rarely talked to new people, but during the trip, I made many friends, both local students and other participants. At first, that's hard to start conversation, but their friendliness encouraged me to open up. We learned that friendship doesn't happen by chance. You need to take the first step. What surprised us most was how enthusiastic the local students were. Even without a topic, they try to keep the conversation going. This makes us realize how valuable communication is in building connection. To sum up our sharing, Watch will tell us how this experience may influence our future.
Our time in Melbourne has influenced the way we think about our future studies, career, and travel plans. For studies, Melbourne schools like the University of Melbourne taught us the importance of diversity and independent learning. We've learned to be more open-minded and confident. In terms of career, visiting art galleries and sports events inspired us to explore areas like creative arts and sports management. Seeing how dynamic the city is made us realize how experience can shape our career choices. Finally, our love for travel has grown. Melbourne's beautiful mix of culture and nature, from gardens to museums, made us want to explore more of the world. This trip helped us see that every experience can shape who we become and guide us towards the future we want.
We didn't just walk around Melbourne. We also had homework at night. We needed to write journals at the end of the day. Here are some examples. We also had a chance to write postcards that we had never tried before.
Let's all use our B cards to join English activities, chat in English, and make every day a chance to learn and have fun. Remember, collect more signatures, show your effort, and you could be one of the English stars to join our next study tour. And let's all keep buzzing with English.
Thank you for listening. That was our presentation about our study tour to Australia. We hope our sharing gave you a glimpse into how meaningful this trip was for all of us. We would like to express our gratitude and appreciation. First, thank you to our school and alumni for sponsoring us to go on this trip. We really appreciate it. We also want to thank our teachers and principal for taking care of us and making sure that we were safe during this whole trip. A special thank you to Principal Low, who took a lot of great pictures and let us borrow his jacket when we were cold. Thank you.